Cover version of an old Northern Soul song recorded by Dexys Midnight Runners, of course, for their 1980 album "Searching for the Young Soul Rubbers." Welcome to Polish Radio. And anyway, you can find that out. You can look it up on Wikipedia. You've probably already illegally downloaded it anyway, so you don't need me to tell you what it was. Thank you very much indeed for tuning in, Steve Show 6 Music, and I'm very pleased to welcome Louis C.K.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming in, Louis. Do you like my my sort of crazy gang set up here?
This is great, yeah.
We have like crazy sound effects and things that we play in.
really?
You know, if something amusing said.
Really?
Something like
Really?
that. Yeah.
What is that sound?
I don't know. It's just a generic
Is
comic
it a musical
sound.
instrument or is it a...
I think it is, yeah.
Is it?
It's used in a lot of classic sort of Bolivian folk stuff like that. But no, it's really nice to have you here. But it's strange. I feel like you know, I know you because I've seen you on. I've illegally downloaded some of your TV shows. That
You
is,
should,
you can do
yeah.
that. If you the youth out there now, probably at their computers as they listen, why not go on now and start streaming some of your HBO specials, Shameless,
Sure.
and there's a forthcoming one.
There's one called Chewed Up.
Shoot Up, brilliant. So you could just get those.
Get them free.
Get them free of charge.
Yeah, from your friends.
And
That's what I would do.
and no, and they're brilliant. But it's because it's difficult to it's difficult for people to, I suppose, enjoy this interview if they've never heard you doing your stand-up.
So should we just
applying your trade?
Not say anything give them 10 minutes to do some research?
We said, well, I've
Go on
already encouraged
YouTube.
them to do that, but who knows? They don't really listen to me. But the reason I mentioned that I feel like I already know you is because your
Yeah.
stand-up is incredibly, or it feels incredibly honest,
Oh, thank
sort
you.
of brutally honest.
Yeah, I think on stage I'm the same person.
Right.
I don't think I'm a different guy.
You don't go on and sort of put on a.
No, I don't look in the mirror and go, okay, find that guy.
Sure,
And then go
yeah.
out there and
because the guy on stage is a sort of fat, misanthropic
Yeah.
slob.
yeah.
Is that fair to say? What am I doing it with kind
that's
of
me, yeah.
with sort of a?
You didn't have to say fat, but
No, but
that's subjective. Actually, it's not subjective.
it's not subjective.
No,
fat,
it's an
I
exact
think-
physical. It's actually the one thing you can completely prove.
Yeah, that's a 100% fact. Exactly. Yeah,
That
yeah,
I'm
yeah,
fat.
yeah.
It's not an opinion. It's
But yeah, so and you know you have you. Do you mind me saying this, Lou? You say it like it is.
I don't know yet if you mind.
You say
I
it like
mind.
it is. Did
do-
you mind me saying that?
that I say it like it is?
Yeah.
I do mind a little bit. Just 'cause
It's so pat.
stupid. Yeah,
It's such
yeah,
a
yeah.
pat thing to say.
But no, I guess I say some things like they are. I do lie sometimes. I do. I like
Sure.
lying is like magic. You change reality for other people.
Yeah. Wow,
So I do that sometimes.
that almost felt profound. Quick, say something about penises.
What?
Huh?
They're don't like them. Not a fan. I like mine. I have a nice one.
Yeah, you're proud of it?
I'm proud of my penis. yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, can people check that out on YouTube?
My penis?
Yeah.
Actually, you can see my penis on YouTube. You actually can.
Really?
Yeah, because I had a show called Lucky Louie, and I was naked for a flight. I ran through a shot naked, and you can see it.
Great.
on
So what
YouTube.
we just type in Lucky Louie,
Lucky Louie,
and
Louis
some kind of
CK,
American slang for it, wiener.
Yeah.
Schlong.
Carrot.
Sure. Okay.
Yeah.
And people can enjoy that.
Sure.
Yeah. So, and as I say, because you've been doing this comedy business for 25 years, something like that?
23, yeah.
23 years, and so by this time you should be fairly decent at it.
Yeah, at least I'm not revolting. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
you got to at least be able to. You could get through a show of mine. Yeah.
But why is it that I've only really just become familiar with you now?
Because
Why
I'm
is
not that good. Because I'm good enough. I'm serviceable.
No. This
But
is
after
nonsense.
23 years, I'm not great. I couldn't possibly be.
No, you're a fantastic comic, if you don't mind me saying.
Thank you.
And I've seen a lot. I've seen Richard Pryor
That's
on
a lot.
DVD.
Let's stop there.
I've seen the other
That now-
one of those other black fellas, Chris Rock.
Blackety blackface. Yeah, he's good.
But so I know, I think a little something about comedy. And
Sure.
this guy, hot to trot. Mm-hmm. But why is it? Do you feel that you've sort of grown into your act more? The old. I
Yeah.
always think that it seems like sort of middle age, and would that be fair? Is that also fact? That middle age seems like a funny time.
I think
For
it is
comedians.
a grown-up man is much funnier than a young
young
guy
buck.
who's kind of strutting around the stage, going, "I'm going to be a shiny star someday." You know, that kind of guy is kind of nobody really cares about him.
Yeah.
But once you hit 40 and you hit the skids, and next thing you're going to do that matters is die.
Sure.
People feel for you more, and
Yeah.
and you're more compelling to listen to. I think definitely. Yeah, the first 20 years of my act, I don't recommend to anybody. I think the last 3 years have been the best.
Been pretty good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was enjoying reading your blog. Mm-hmm. You write a blog. You say you had a tough gig the other night in Dublin.
Oh yeah, in Dublin, I was horrible. They hated me. I actually had two, but I didn't write about the first one.
What? So just absolute? You've just bombed.
Yeah, I mean, well, It's funny because I went back the next night. I had a great set, and towards the end, I realized, hey, some of this stuff was actually doing great last night. Overall, the set stunk.
Yeah.
It just was one of those where people were going, instead of laughing.
Sure.
Literally.
Never a good response.
Yeah, that's what it sounded like. I opened with 3 diarrhea jokes in a row.
Right.
And I think that was a mistake. Like, really front-loading the set with diarrhea.
Yeah.
Which is definitely a room-splitting
Sure.
subject.
It's not a way to win over a crowd who are possibly indifferent.
Not generally.
And also slightly aggressive because you're American.
That's
So
the
you've
thing,
already
is
got to
that
win people over.
I think that my own crowds in the States, because most people that come to see me know who I am and are eager to see me, so I think they've carried me a little by letting me open with 5 minutes of diarrhea material.
Sure.
But it was an important set because it made me realize that the diarrhea jokes weren't honest. I felt they were funny, but they really weren't from the heart, the diarrhea jokes.
Not from the heart, certainly.
No, they were good.
Yeah.
Best
Great.
diarrhea jokes
You don't
you'll
want
ever
to.
hear.
You don't want to give them to us now, though. We have to come and see you.
No, I'll tell them to you. I don't care.
How offensive are they for that Sunday afternoon?
I already said diarrhea 4 or 5 times, so it doesn't
Well,
get
yeah,
any
but the word
worse than that.
diarrhea is not that. It's problematic. It's whether you get particularly graphic.
I don't get and actually I've ruined the first one because it's a surprise. Is that the joke's about? Because I say that I went to a pub where their bathroom was very small and they didn't have toilets. They only had urinals for the men, and luckily I had diarrhea, so it wasn't a problem. But also that they didn't have toilet paper, so I had to use that hand blower thing and just sort of bake it on.
Sure.
And then. And then as people
you very much split the room here.
Right,
Louis.
And then as people are reeling from that, I say, I actually do have diarrhea right now. I'm not sick. I have some in my fridge in a jug. It's the difference between the 2 meanings of the word have is that I'm not stricken by diarrhea. I possess it. About a gallon.
Yeah. And
so those 3, in case somebody like a neighbor wants to borrow some diarrhea. Hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
So those are 3 jokes that I'm proud of.
Yeah, do you know what?
But they're not true. I don't have diarrhea, and I didn't go to a place where I did go to a place where there's only a urinal, but I didn't diarrhea into it.
I'm looking forward to finding out how my gran reacts to this show, because she does listen every week.
Oh, does she
Yes,
really?
She listens every week.
So she'll talk afterward and she'll say, I wasn't fond of the fellow with the poop jokes.
Yes, because my grandmother is Dame Judi Dench.
Yes, she is. I don't care.
Sure.
You're all the same. And then she'll probably be upset that I didn't do something. Why didn't he ask the ladies if they had some toilet paper? Like, she's probably going to complain that I didn't problem solve better.
Sure, she's going to look through the logic of it. Yeah.
That's what your grandma's like, right?
Well, this is slagging off my gran. I didn't think that was going to happen.
Yeah.
That's pretty brutal. You've been listening to a lot of Pulp, haven't you, Louis?
Yeah, I do listen to Pulp a lot.
Great, you'll love this then.
Oh, great. I'm excited.
Louis C.K.'s musical choice.
Yeah.
Pulp, Common People. Yeah, he's very much down with the kids. We're talking to Louis C.K., American comedian. Somewhere I heard award-winning. It seems not difficult to win an award.
No, you
comedy.
can always win an award.
So are you award-winning, or...?
I did. Not for being a comedian.
Right.
It was for saving a lot of lives.
Sure.
The Congressional Medal of Honor. And the George thing. I just learned that on Richard and Judy.
Yeah, we should point out, you may have caught Louis on Richard and Judy's programme. Judy was away. Recovering from knee surgery or something.
Spice.
So it was Baby Spice, the obvious choice to interview a sort of abrasive American comic.
Well, the guy before me was a war hero who fell on a grenade to help his friends. And it was weird to watch because it was an incredible story, but he never really got to tell it. Because first, the Richard guy kept just trying to guess at what it felt like. He didn't just say what it feel like. Did it feel like this? The guy's like, kind of. I knew it. How about this? Did it feel like this too? And then they had an expert there, a woman who was an expert on bravery, and they asked her, while the guy sat there, what kind of a fellow would do such a thing. And she explained very dryly what it was like to jump
To be a brave person.
Yeah, and the guy sat there just kind of tapping his toes and going, okay,
Yeah.
glad I could be here.
And then it got kind of sticky towards the end of your interview when he slagged off Chris Rock.
Yeah, they mentioned Chris Rock because they asked me if where I won an Emmy, and they knew where I won it on the Chris Rock show, but they made me say it so that he could go, oh, Chris Rock. Whoa, that Chris Rock, and sort of shake his fists and get angry. And I didn't understand why. They explained to me afterwards that he felt Chris was rude to him when he was on the show.
Right. It's good to see that he's been able to move on beyond that,
Yeah.
you know, as a talk show host.
Yeah.
Let that go.
Yeah, I don't think Chris actually like stood up and said, you know, screw you or something. I think it was just a vibe he got.
Right, okay.
And he's still carrying it, which is crazy.
Let it go, Richard.
I think so.
And because I'm very excited to come and see the live show, looking for free tickets.
Oh, yeah.
It'd be crazy for me to
I'll
pay.
see what I can do.
See what you can do. I'm not sure yet when I'm going to be available. But you've not really performed over here before. Why now? Why have you suddenly decided to come over?
I used to do clubs here back when I was a young fella. I used to come here and do like the Comedy Store and stuff. I always loved working here. But then I had kids, and it's hard to make trips overseas when you have kids. So, and I always had TV shows and stuff that I worked on, so it was hard to clear the time.
Yeah.
But now I'm divorced, and so it was easy.
So she's got the kids.
Yeah, and actually I'm going to see the kids in a week in Italy. But yeah, so this was the time to do it.
And what do you do with yourself here? Because you look like the kind of guy I imagine. Is it cocaine and hookers most evenings?
Oh, yeah,
What-
it's
Do you
crazy.
mean you've got that look?
Just
I don't think
piles
anyone
of
would be surprised
cocaine
if you
and
were found dead in a
piles
motel.
of
No one would be
hookers.
surprised.
No, they wouldn't be.
But what's your how do you occupy your time? Are you as misanthropic as I imagine you are?
Yeah, I'm pretty. I don't.
Socialise.
No, I don't. And I've had friends that have said, "Oh, I have a friend in London
Yeah.
who can show you around town." And I can't think of anything more disgusting to imagine than some person I don't know going, "Hey, let's go over here now."
I had to go to a
Just
wedding.
Let me go back to my room so I can masturbate and fall asleep.
Sure. I had to go to a wedding, and is this a tradition in the
I
States?
had to go to a wedding. Nobody goes.
Yeah.
I got
Oh,
to go to
sometimes
a
you
wedding.
do.
I
Sometimes
got
you
to
do.
go.
Sometimes you
no,
do.
I know, but that's how everyone thinks of it. I had to go.
Exactly. But do you have this tradition in America where sometimes people feel that it would be nice to not just let you sit on a table with your friends,
Yeah.
but to put you on a table with relative strangers?
Right.
So you've got to force conversation, like they sort of feel like it's our special time, we found each other, maybe you'd like to meet someone. Not for romantic purposes,
No,
just
that's
maybe
the
you need
thing.
more friends. You need
Exactly.
new friends. You've not seen your old friends for 6 months, but we haven't time for you to socialise with them.
No.
So you've got to make conversation with other people. That doesn't strike me as something you would enjoy.
That's like the worst thing in the world.
Yeah.
And when I got married, my wife did that. She like fantasized about the tables, and it's why I divorced her because of that. But 9 years later, but it built up. The anger built up.
It's like Richard Madeley with Chris Rock.
Yeah,
it just
exactly.
builds and simmers, and in the end,
exactly, can't take it anymore. No, I think that is a route because and now that I'm divorced, also I have friends that try to introduce me to guys, not
Right.
because they think I'm gay, but because they think I need more friends. Like I will meet any woman. I love women, and I will meet them even if there's no chance to have sex with them. I love talking to women.
Yeah.
So yes, introduce me to a girl.
But guys,
they'll say like, you should meet this guy. Why? Because he's cool. You would like him, and I want to murder them. I want to kill everybody involved. Why do I want to just meet some person?
I know, arbitrary.
Yeah, just
Do you find as
you
well-
guys would really hit it off. Yeah, if I worked really hard, I could probably get a squeeze a conversation out of that faggot. But I'm not. There's no upside.
Now, when
So
you
leave
say
me alone.
faggot,
yeah,
we've got to be careful because there's
I don't-
connotations.
I don't leave
You're
it in
right.
a week. I don't
yeah,
care.
You don't care. No, that's fair enough.
It's your show, not
you go
mine.
berserk. Why? You presumably you meant the sort of meaty treat.
That's what I meant.
Actually, that sounds even worse.
Yeah, that's right.
The meaty treat is
meaty
even.
treat.
Yeah. Wow.
Exactly.
You can't call them meaty treats. That's not allowed. That's not allowed.
No, I've been using faggot since I was about 9 years old.
So that makes it okay.
Yeah, it does.
Sure.
I've
Yeah.
got license just through the grandfather clause
Sure.
before it was offensive.
Yeah.
No, I never meant gay to me. I've never thought of faggot as a gay term. It's always just meant somebody's just being a faggot, you know?
Yeah.
Somebody's like, yeah, and you're like, shut up, faggot. It's not,
Right.
like, I would never
Good
call
to see you define those terms clearly to
Well,
be able to defend it in any
I
scenario.
would never call a gay guy a faggot unless he's being a faggot, but not
Right. Right.
like if I saw two guys, I don't know what I'm allowed to say here.
You've got to be careful, but
Careful.
yeah.
If I saw two guys filleting one another, is that
I think we better stop.
No?
We better stop.
Okay, all
we
right.
better stop. Yeah.
What I was-
I just wanted to see if you could clean it up. I genuinely wanted to see if you could clean up that piece
Did
of...
you have to dump that out or anything, or is that just?
Oh, this
take
is
your-
live.
What?
This is a live show.
Oh, okay. See, in
Yeah.
the States, we have like a 12-second.
It's okay. We'll play Common People again. We'll be fine.
God.
That'll dig us out of
I
the hole.
apologize.
So listen, when you're not being homophobic, what do you like to do in
I didn't
London?
even get to completely explain why faggot isn't homophobic.
Go and see the show, right? You explain there.
What?
People can go and see the show. You'll explain in the
Yeah,
show.
I do. I explain
Right.
there.
Yeah, yeah.
And it might. I don't know. I don't care. Go ahead. Yeah.
I'm going to just pause you there for a second, Louis,
Sure.
if you don't mind, because it's all about music.
Yeah.
It's just endless music on this program, interspersed with homophobia, and we need to get a musical choice from Sammy. Go on.
My musical choice
Keep it
is
clean.
also from your pile of wonders, and it's by The Miserable Rich. It's a grower, I'll be honest with you. You might need to listen to it a couple of times. It's called The Boat Song.
Thank you. Sammy's musical choice on the show this week. What was it again, Sammy?
It was by The Miserable Rich, and the song was called Boat Song. It's released digitally and physically on the 18th of August, and it's a double A side with a slightly rude word.
Oh, thank you very much indeed.
BBC.
From 1986, Pete Wiley and Sinful. Steve Show, BBC Six Music with me, Steve Merchant, and my gang here. And we are very pleased to be talking to Louis C.K., American comedian. Check him out on YouTube if you've not seen him before. Or you can see him live at the moment. Louis, how long are you around for?
This Tuesday through Saturday at the Soho Theatre in London. Then I go to Edinburgh for 2 nights at the Pleasance Theatre. And then I'm back here for another week.
And how would you characterise your show quickly if people are umming and ahhing and they don't know whether they like you yet? They've not enjoyed this conversation we've had in the last
They're
half
not
hour.
going to have a good time. Well, I read 2 things that were written about me here. One of them was, some of the reviews have been like, oh, very honest and capable comedian. I guess that's a good thing to say about me.
Capable comedian,
Yeah.
that's a great compliment.
Going on the poster.
yeah, capable.
Yeah.
The Times.
Yes. And then there was somebody, a blogger, who wrote that he just wrote TMI in big letters. Too much information. That's what it usually means.
Right.
In the gay community. But, and he just hated it because I talked about swimming. I was so disclosive.
I'm quite upset.
So if you don't feel like hearing it, you can have a bad time.
I'm quite upset that you mentioned that you become divorced, because I feel like I know your wife and your family from your shows.
Yeah,
and
I do too.
I'm genuinely a little bit upset. I mean, not as upset as you are, I guess.
Well,
but
no, you shouldn't be, because no divorce, no good marriage ends. You know,
Right, okay.
It wasn't like a.
So
divorce
you're well
that we
shot of
were-
her.
It was, yeah, it
Yeah.
wasn't like a state mandated divorce or something, and we're brokenhearted.
it's not like Romeo and Juliet.
No, not at
No.
all. It was like Romeo's dad and Juliet's, and Romeo's dad and Romeo's mom.
Right.
If they lived at a time where they were allowed to divorce, which I'm sure they would have, they were miserable. A couple of
Sure.
Verones, whatever they were from. I don't remember where
Yeah.
they're from.
Veronians.
Veronians.
Yeah.
Ugh. But
God, I'd say Louis does a 20-minute bit on how much he hates the Veronians. That has to be seen to
I
be
don't even know where
believed.
Verona is. Where is it? Is it
Italy.
Isn't it Italy?
Veronese, yeah.
Is there still a Verona?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there still a Verona? I'm mocking you. I don't know. I got no idea.
No idea.
Yeah. So anyway, if you want to hear Shakespeare slammed,
Yeah.
go and check out
Yeah.
Louis. He does an hour on why
right.
Macbeth
That's
is
right.
a loser.
No, but people say to me, "I'm so sorry about your divorce," like it's somebody died or something.
Yeah.
But no, it's just the greatest thing that ever happened, because it's the end of a bad thing.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
only ever the bad part is before.
Sure.
That was awful.
It's like you've got better from a
Everything's
horrible
better. I mean,
illness.
it's complicated because we have children, but
Sure.
they're happier too. I thought they would be crushed, but
Yeah.
When
They're
we
just
told
pleased
them-
not to spend as much time with you.
yeah, yeah. I'm with my kids half that we share custody.
Oh, that's good.
So I'm just very involved in. I mean, I have them with me half of every week, and then she has them half of every week.
I love the idea that this
Yeah.
is an interview, and
Yeah.
this is going to help sell tickets to your comedy show.
I know.
We've just talked
exactly.
about.
Oh God, that guy talked about shared custody. It was so dry. But I want to go pay money to see him, and I want to go park my car in Soho so I can see him. Yeah.
I'm going to ask you a series of questions that we have
Yeah.
brought up. You know, inside the Actors Studio. You ever seen that program?
Sure. Yeah.
And you know, at the end they have a series of questions that they.
It
draw
always
up.
occurs to me, you know, when an actor stands up during one of the people in the audience, he
Yeah.
says, "I'm an actor, and what can I do?" and asks Sean Penn or whoever, "What can I do to reach your level?" or whatever, and you just want to say, "That's it. You never will be famous. You'll never be famous. There's no way you asked Sean Penn a question and then you're going to be huge." There's not a single member of that audience that would stand up and cry while talking to him. Oh, and then that became Juliette Lewis or somebody. No. Go ahead. What are your? So you have.
So we drew up our own list of questions
All right.
to try and get underneath the skin of people. Do you know what? Actually, I'm going to save them because we're running out of time, and we'll do them to you later.
Okay.
Do you know what that was? That was a professional tease. People are
Nice.
thinking they cannot wait to hear Louis talk more
Except for
about
people-
his life.
Yeah, they usually don't talk about what it was after them.
Sure. So, so we'll do that. But we need to get ready for some live music, which I think you might enjoy. I have no reason
great.
to think that. I don't know what your taste is. You liked pulp? They're nothing like pulp. We got no idea if
Yeah.
you're going to enjoy it. But
Is it pulp?
It's not. It's not. Sadly.
Then I don't know.
But Rufus, we need a choice from you.
My musical choice, Steve, is
Dubstar Stars from their 1995 album Disgraceful. Steve Show 6 Music with me, Steve Merchant, and my gang here. We'll be listening to some of the brand new tunes that have landed into the pigeonhole in a second. We're still here with Louis C.K. Louis, you, of course, are now best friends with a colleague of mine, Ricky Gervais. He would not be aware of you if it weren't for me. I very much flagged you up to him. He checked you out on
Right.
YouTube. You're now best buddies. This happens a lot. He didn't watch The Sopranos. I told him to watch it. He watched it. Ended up going to the set,
Yeah.
hanging out with them on the set,
Right.
befriending some of them. I think he's actually now in the mob.
He's in
like
the-
an honorary.
he's a Soprano,
He's an
yeah.
honorary mobster.
Yeah.
So, that's pretty much how it works. I understand. I play my
No,
own
it's
rules.
funny because I met you guys. I told you this the other night that I met you at an HBO party, 2 or 3 years ago or something. Because when I saw The Office, it's the greatest thing I ever saw. It's just
yeah. No, good. No, you're a man of
you're
good
just
opinion.
tired of hearing it, right?
No, It's carry on.
It's it's my favorite thing, and I just
Sure. Of course it is. No, well, go on. Carry on. Come on, quick.
So I was at this HBO party, and somebody said, "I'm going to introduce you to Steve Merchant and Ricky." And I really wanted to meet you more because I had the sense that you were the smart one, and
Yeah.
that he was just a buffoon who knew how to be on camera.
Sure.
Not that he's stupid or you don't know how to be on camera, but a little bit of both is probably true. But so somebody dragged me over, and I thought I was under the impression you guys wanted to meet me, but you had no idea who I
No.
was.
Didn't care.
No, didn't care. Really didn't care.
I remember because I remember thinking, "Who's this slob?"
Yeah, exactly. And you guys both shook hands with me very barely. Just gave me your two
That sort of limp-wristed.
two
yeah.
forefingers and a thumb. Not even like really grasped my hands. Just that sort of like jiggled my hand like it was a set of keys, and then looked around for anything else to focus on. And I felt horrible. And then like 6 months later, somebody told me, my manager, not just somebody on the street, streetcar operator, said, Ricky saw you on YouTube. You're his favorite comic. He wants to put you in his movie, playing his best friend. So I was amazed. And then I got to meet you. I always wanted to meet you.
Yeah, no, like, I make magic happen for people. You know,
Yeah.
I bring people together.
Yeah.
I'm a good guy.
But the Times said that Ricky and I in real life are best friends, which is embarrassing. It's just not true.
Sure.
I don't know Ricky that well. I mean, we get along great, but I've spent a total of about 80 minutes with him. Yes. So it's not a best friend.
That's a pretty long friend, isn't it, in showbiz circles? Ooh, that's a bit of
I
satire.
guess so. 80
isn't it?
minutes.
Ooh, I took a swipe there at show business. I don't care. It's about time someone did. Put show
know.
business back in its box.
The sacred cow. Show business.
We have the, as I say, our series of Inside the Actors Studio style questions.
Okay.
I'm just going to, it might help us get used to you. Here's a question. What would you like to apologise for? Can I direct you specifically to some of the things you were saying earlier?
Yeah.
That might be worth apologising for.
Sure.
If you could just give us a kind of blanket apology for some of the...
I could blanket. I should make a blanket apology every week or so
Yeah.
for everything I've done and said.
But I think it's difficult if you've not seen your live show where you kind of you use certain terms in a way that's creative and interesting and mocks them and yet is liberal-minded and quite intricate. It's difficult when you come on in a half-baked way on the radio.
Yes.
That can sometimes seem like you're a bigot. But we
That's
should point out
true.
that's not the case.
I'm not a bigot. No.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think so.
As
If I
most
am,
bigots
I'm
don't.
not. I feel pretty good about who I am. So if that technically, if I am a bigot, I'm not.
Okay.
I'm not sorry.
What would you like to ban?
Ban? Oh God. I don't. Anything I say is going to sound like just a pet peeve thing, and I'd like to ban crabs. You know. Is it called the same thing here? Crabs.
You mean
I'd like
the
to ban
seafood?
those. No, the disease
Okay.
in your pubic hair.
You'd like to ban that?
Yeah.
Okay.
I only had it once when I was like 19, but I would like to ban it.
Okay. What
I
advice would
think
you
it is banned. I don't think it's like legal to have. Go ahead.
What advice would you give your teenage self?
Just Just kill yourself now. Kill yourself now. The good does not outweigh the bad for the next 20 years.
Yeah.
Just do yourself
Beware
in.
of crabs.
Yeah.
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 If you could jump into any film and live the life in that film for the rest of your life, what would that film be?
I think it would be that movie Purple Rose of Cairo. Because that's what he does.
That's the same premise.
Yeah,
Sure.
And so that I could do it twice, and then go in and out of whatever movies. Yeah, that's what I would do.
If you could exchange lives with anyone, who would you exchange life with?
You right now,
Perfect. Great. No, you're only
because
human.
that's close enough. I'd just go to your house and see what you have, kind of stuff you have. I'd have your keys.
What wakes you up in a cold sweat? What's your sort of recurring nightmare?
Oh, I had recently had a nightmare where it's not a recurring, but I went to about a month before this. I went to a hospital because I had a very bad back pain that my sister, who's a doctor, said might be kidney stone. So I went to the hospital and it wasn't. It was just bad back, and they gave me Percocet, and I started taking it recreationally because I never really have gotten addicted to anything. So I thought I'll be fine.
Sure.
And after about 2 weeks, I'm like, I take Percocet all the time right now.
Right.
And one night I went to sleep and I woke up. So I dreamt that somebody punched me in the chest really hard 3 times. And I woke up and my chest actually hurt. And I realized I just had a very bad chest pain.
Jeez.
And I incorporated it into a dream because I'm a creative person.
Yeah.
And so I flushed the Percocet down the toilet. And I haven't taken it. I just stayed away from it.
No, that's good, and that's good advice to anyone listening.
Yeah,
Stay
and
away
I
from
was in
any
a cold
prescription
sweat, and
drugs.
I think I might have died in my sleep for a second. I don't know what happened. I definitely had like a heart not okay thing.
But we should point out to anyone listening that there are other prescription drugs available to get addicted to, should you wish to.
That are fine.
And also, finally, what past deed would you like to go back and change?
Oh God, these are all regret questions.
Yeah.
They're all just terrible regret questions. What past deed would I like to change? I think I'd like to. Oh, there's so many. What's number one? I think the time I was in my grandmother's house and I was 4, and I had to. I was in the bathroom and I had to both pee and poop.
Sure.
Or number 1 or number 2. I don't know why. I don't know why they call that one number 2 because it's easily my favorite. I don't know why they but I was taught that little boys pee standing up, and girls, and I had to do both. So
Come on, all right, I know where the rest of this is. I know what happens here. Thank you.
Crapped on the floor.
Great, thanks. Yeah, great. I figured that out. I figured that out. Yeah.
And it was such an awful moment of shame, and it
Sure.
started a spiral of shame that leads directly to
this
today.
moment right now.
So I think if I had managed to not pooped on the floor in my grandmother's house
You wouldn't be where you are now.
right now, no, I wouldn't be here
Maybe
right
you'd
now.
be the doctor, and it would be your sister sat
Exactly.
here. Yeah.
I think I'd be like a lawyer or something.
Wow, your parents must be so disappointed.
They are. No, they're not, because they
Not in her.
After I pooped on the floor, I think they figured I was going to be a loser.
Sure.
So the fact that I'm doing anything,
Sure,
they're very happy. Yeah.
Listen, I appreciate it. Thanks very much. We need to listen to a couple of new tunes and give our opinion of them. Poop or pee will be the verdict that you'll
Okay.
have on Kings of Leon. Brand new track from the new Kings of Leon album. That track free to download from their website. It's called Crawl, and the first single, Proper Sex on Fire, is out digitally September 8th and physically the 15th of September. Steve Show 6 Music, we're just listening to some new tunes giving our verdict. It's a good way of filling up the last 10 minutes of the show. Harry, what's your opinion?
Yeah, that's their step up to big stadium rock, isn't it? That's the big swirling set opener when everyone looks at each other and goes, "Oh God, I wish you're going to play one of the quick ones soon." Yeah, it was okay. It wasn't great though, was it?
Didn't like it? I don't imagine, Rufus, that you went with it. It's a bit of a dirge for you.
It was a bit, and I've got to say, the name Sex on Fire is the stupidest name I've ever heard for a pop single. So I'm not looking forward to hearing that any more than I enjoyed hearing that.
Blimey, you slammed.
I'm slamming
Liam.
it. You sound like he was doing a strange Ozzy Osbourne impression as well a lot of the time, which was a bit weird, complete with Brummie accent. Didn't do anything for me.
Sammy?
I'm looking daggers at you right now. Yeah, because I thought that was amazing. The 4 words I have written down are dirty, dark, sweaty, grimy.
And those are good
Imagine
things?
that. Oh, they're brilliant. I imagine that in some sort of underground club where all the girls are glistening, not with sweat, but this amazing iridescence of beauty. And everyone's just too close and it's hot.
Smirnoff Ice.
That's the one, yeah.
Yeah.
But I really, really enjoyed that. Probably a bit too much. And Louis commented that it was a bit Aerosmithy, and I think it's Aerosmith without the shtick. It's what they maybe could have been if they weren't that bit too silly.
Louis, I imagine that you've got nothing to say now that Sammy stole your Aerosmith comment.
That's what I was going to say. I was going to hit that one out of the park. They sounded like Aerosmith.
Does it?
That's it. Well, and yeah, it was a little kind of. It was Wagnerian. I don't know.
We got a new single from the Streets after this.
Monday night on
New single. Is it a single? New single from the Streets, or is it just from the new album? Just from the new album. Everything is Borrowed, which is out on the September the 15th. Well, I think we've already got Louis' opinion. You weren't happy. This is your first introduction to the Streets.
That's the worst thing I ever heard in my life.
Big words. What did you like in particular?
I just. I gotta go back to faggot. I'm sorry.
You mean this in a kind of pejorative
Sorry,
sense?
no, I can't say it. All right, I didn't know there was a problem here. No, I'm just really not enjoying that. He's just reciting stupid things over crappy music. So I just guess I didn't like it. Sorry.
Rufus, do you share that opinion?
I've had a revelation about hip hop, Steve, and rap in general with this song. Most of the rap that I really like, I can't hear what all the words are because they're going too fast. They're going faster than normal speech, and I think that's exciting and exhilarating to listen to. And it takes me 2 or 3 listens to get the words.
Yeah.
He's rapping at exactly half speed, from what I can tell in this song, and he's actually proved that rapping at half speed doesn't work because if you have to wait for the beat when you're talking, then it's just so it sounds stupid. It sounds sub kind of Rex Harrison talk singing. It just fails. It fails because that's not how you rap. So I like the chorus and stuff and the backing
Maybe he was
music.
trying to prove that. Maybe that was the point of the record, and he's going to make a press conference and say, I have proven that talking like this is not entertaining. No.
Sammy, do you share this opinion?
I would rather be stabbed head to toe with a compass all day, slowly, by someone with a very blank face than have to listen to that again. But I did enjoy the line, fluttering seagulls, no. So I think that could be on a poster at some point.
And Harry, it seems like it's 3 negs.
Yeah, it was horrific. He was splitting words into syllables and making them scan over like 3 lines. I mean, that's absurd. You can't do that. Awful.
Sure. Well, listen, thank you very much indeed. Apologies if anyone was offended by any of Louis' choice of words.
Sorry.
And if they want to take it out with him in person, they can catch him live in London. Don't be afraid to go down there with banners, signs, ticket outside. Drum up some outrage.
I take full
Stuart
responsibility
McCurry
for my
next.
words, and I apologize.
Six Music.